Chandler Stevenson and Jack Eichel scoring goals for Vegas. Jared McCann netted Seattle's lone goal. Our good friend Reid Johnson from the Markcast out of Seattle was there, sent me a pic, and he's there again. What's going on, Reid? How are things, brother?
There you go. Talk about production value out here in front of T-Mobile Arena just for you, Rod.
I appreciate that. Just to your right is New York, da, 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 da. Yeah, he got everything flipped. I think you do. Yeah,
I'm reversed.
Reid,
yeah, I have no idea.
Did you say it was a bad game last night? Is that what you told me in our text this morning?
It was tough. I mean, Kraken came out really messy. Obviously, we had the tandem turnover with Markcast knocking it in and having a 5-minute power play on a major penalty and not being able to get any goals at all is certainly not the way that you want the season to start.
Did you feel like you never had a chance going in, though? Because it was the Fortress. I mean, how was the show? How was it all besides the game?
Yeah, so this is the third time we've been to Vegas. I've yet to see the Kraken beat the Golden Knights here. Really good show last night, raising the banner, like you said. Packed stands, sold out. We were up in the rafters, fourth row up there, and it was crazy. I mean, Vegas is a hockey town. A lot of locals here. You can tell a lot of people that are very emotional, kind of, this 6-year journey they've been on with the Golden Knights.
Do you sense a rivalry between the Kraken and Golden Knights as expansion cousins, or was that something I played up in my own head?
100%. They're going to be in Seattle for our Winter Classic game. New Year's, we have tickets for that at T-Mobile Park, which is, funny, T-Mobile Arena here. But we have tickets for that. That'll be, I think between Edmonton and Seattle, I think have a nice thing going on. And I definitely think Vegas and Seattle have a good rivalry brewing.
Okay, so back it up. Where did the Oilers-Kraken rivalry come from? How did I miss that?
They came in and really pantsed us in the middle of the season last year. Came in, I think it was 3-0 before Dorothy had even gotten a beer and got to our seat. And so we went up and we beat them on our big road trip where we had that 7-8 road trip game winning streak in a row all the way through Canada, through Buffalo. But, we got Yamamoto from the Oilers. He scored against them in preseason when we played a couple weeks ago, and then Edmonton beating us in our last preseason game. So that, to me, is something to keep an eye on. And then, like you said, the Golden Knights, certainly here in the Winter Classic game, I'm really I'm scared because we paid a lot of money for those tickets for kind of the once in a lifetime in Seattle, but it should be exciting to see.
Well, just back to last night for a second. I don't know what you paid for last night's games. I think Vegas has the most expensive tickets in the NHL. But at least were you able to keep an eye on Jordan Eberle? I see he had 1 assist, was -1, and 3 shots on goal, and 2 hits. How was Ebbs last night?
He's good. There's Saskatchewan legend. Excited to see our first line really didn't do a lot. Beniers had a slow night as well. Really wanted to see McCann. I know he had the goal, but really sloppy for us in front of the net. Was really hard to get any momentum going. And like I said, Tanev getting the turnover with Markcast knocking it in. He took a stick, a cross check to the head in the third. They gave us the power play. But, obviously we start slow. We've never won our first game, either the first season or last year. I have never lost 2 in a row here starting out. So hopefully we'll be better off when we go to Nashville on Thursday.
You mentioned Vegas is a hockey town, and clearly it is, and the Raiders have been unable to supplant them, interestingly enough. How is Seattle? I always knew it was a hockey town. I went there for 20 years in the Western Hockey League. I loved it, but those junior fans don't like paying NHL prices. So in year 3 of the Kraken, how's hockey and NHL going over in the Emerald City?
It's good. Climate Pledge is a really special place to play. Haskell talks about that a lot. A lot of the players, speaking of Jordan Eberle, he had talked in the offseason that he wants to, basically retire with Seattle, doesn't want to play anywhere else, loves playing it there. I think that the deep Stanley Cup run, making it to the second round last year really helped. It felt like Kraken finally got on the radar of everyone. We sat through a lot of losses in season 1 as season ticket holders. So it was kind of good. Obviously, with these short franchises, same with the Golden Knights. I mean, 6 years to host the Stanley Cup in a lifetime compared to some of these teams. But I do think the deep run last year really helped supplant the Kraken and kind of the mindset of the casual fan in Seattle.
Well, I don't know anybody in Seattle more happy than you that the Kraken are there. And I do know a lot of people in Seattle. Like, they've worked your way into your heart very quickly, haven't they?
Yeah, it really. Well, I think what was cool was us getting the Kraken. Everyone kind of learned about hockey together, right? It's hard for me. I'd watched a couple Golden Knights games, obviously with the expansion, but really just having a team, it's so much easier to root for. Having it where it is, Climate Pledge Arena downtown there, kind of in the mix of everything. It's just really like on the cultural forefront right now. I think in Seattle, it's pretty exciting.
But your heart is still with football. Were you just up at the Lions game like, you're all over the man. People say I'm hard to keep track of. You're far more hard to keep track of than me.
I'm done.
What are you following?
I'm done traveling. Done traveling was in BC Place for the overtime loss against Winnipeg Blue Bombers on Friday. And then obviously here today, or, last night with the loss. But yeah, I'm done traveling for a while for sports. A couple heartbreakers, but BC Place was really rocking on Friday for that game. And, you've talked on the show about Amar Doman and all the work they've done up there with Matt Baker and everyone with the BC Lions. But really tremendous job with that. And that place was rocking on Friday also.
What do you like about the CFL, Reid? If you could boil it down to something.
To me, it's always the community outreach, right? And it's the fact, and to me, it's a similar feeling to hockey, right? You feel like you have ownership in your community, right? We talk, Vegas here, the local fans with the Golden Knights, Seattle with the Kraken. It's the same thing. You're in BC, it's rocking. We were in Regina last year for the Grey Cup. You feel like the team is just really a part of your community. And I think that's what I like most about it, and seeing these players that might never get a chance in the NFL succeed, be stars. You look here, Vernon Adams, playing lights out this year, playing the best season of his life. Really cool to kind of track all these players and feel like you know them.
Well, okay, I'm glad that you gave me that answer, because I'm sitting here in Miami and I love my situation in life. I'm arm's length from the Dolphins, and I'm good with that. You know what I mean? Like, the no fun league, the pressure, the ugly side of the NFL, I want nothing to do with. I just want to root, and not get into the politics. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I have yet to see that side that I hear is there, but I don't want to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to be a part of. And, obviously you talk about the problems with the CFL. We talk about it. There's all these issues. And same goes for the XFL and the USFL. And, God knows what's going on with all that. But it's, when it boils down to it, it's fun. Dorothy's involved. We get to go. It's a packed crowd at BC Place on the Friday, 25,000 people. Just fun to be a part of it and be a fan. I mean, I do the podcast as well, but it's kind of nice to turn your brain off to just be able to watch and root.
I think you just nailed it. As a guy that buys tickets everywhere, the affordability of the CFL is probably number one, where you do have that community and you can afford to go to every game. What's up for the rest of your trip? You heading back right away, or what's the deal?
Yeah, heading back here. We'll probably go get lunch. My friend Michael's standing by here, and then flying out and back again. Like I said, probably done traveling here, getting my heart broken for some of these games. But excited to watch the Kraken. We have tickets to the home opener next week on the 17th, so we'll be watching that. We're hosting Colorado, so what we did to them in the Stanley Cup playoffs last year.
Buddy, thanks for stepping in. My best to Dorothy, and I appreciate it. And enjoy the sports. We'll be chatting soon.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Reid Johnson, he's a good one from the Markcast out of Seattle, joining us, as you see, from Sin City.